हाय फ्रेंड्स, आज इंग्लिश लिटरेचर रिलेटेड कुछ क्वेश्चन जो आपके लिए हेल्पफुल हो उसके लिए देखते हैं। डेफिनेशन ऑफ लिटरेचर। व्हाट इज लिटरेचर? लिटरेचर इज द एक्सप्रेशन ऑफ लाइफ इन वर्ड्स, truth of beauty. It is the written records of man's thought, emotions, expression. It is the history of the human soul. It is characterized by its artistic, suggestive, and its permanent qualities. Its two tastes are its universal interest and its personal style. Its object is the delight it gives us to know man and the soul rather than his action. It preserves to the race of idle opens which all our civilization is founded. It is one of the most important and delightful subjects that can occupy human mind. Then it's a literature definition. Then देखते हैं significance of literature. Language. Language is the means most human relationship. Literature is the collection of best usage of life. It has played an important part in the development of human civilization. It is tied up with the development of language. Literature has helped language to grow. Writers have added new words and new ways of expression. Reading of literature improves the use of language for people. This certainly shows that literature is supreme among the faculties with which humanity is concerned. The study of literature as wide and complex as the study of life. Nothing which life offers lies outside its scope. Literature as moral and spiritual elevation. Second point, first point language, then second point literature as moral and spiritual elevation. Literature has always been a great teacher. Many of the early works of literature are religious and philosophical books. Most of the great religions are based on the writing of books. Example, Christianity, Islam. Much of our modern thinking or on moral and philosophical subject has developed from the writing of Greek philosophers. Example, Plato and Aristotle. Literature serves as a base on which new thinking can be built. Okay. Then, historical sense. The students of literature has to keep in mind constantly the aspect of every historical action. Literary study involves not only reading a book but also a study of outward knowledge of the spirit of the age. All writing involves selection, and selection implied preparations. For that reason, the students of literature must cultivate the historical sense. It can only be understood when it is placed in relation to the whole management of the age. Then आ जाता है literature among the arts. Literature is supreme among the arts which added grace to human existence. Traditionally, the description of fine arts applied only to architecture, sculpture, and painting. What it is impossible in modern times to separate literature. Music or drama are principal support of our culture. We must keep in mind the fact that literature is basically speaking art. Then, literature as a vehicle of tradition. Literature has brought down to us the thoughts and emotions which animated the soul of our ancient store, yani पूर्वज. These are the influences which contributed to create the mental climate in which we have been in our daily life. Is filled with associated of words and phrases, and thus they become the symbol of imaginative experience of the great writers. Literature is the most vital element in our social culture. Then, literature as an aid to living. Literature is waste treasury from which we can retain the material for reading, intellectual and moral knowledge. It supplies with standards in our matter that are concerned with the art of living. Thus, we learn the experience of life. We learn what countless men of wisdom and genius have made of life. Literature is therefore a great dynamic supplying us with the knowledge and the energy for the individual adventure of living. थैंक यू गाइस. ये वीडियो आपके सिलेबस के अकॉर्डिंग हो सकता है. अगर हेल्पफुल रहा तो लाइक कीजिए, सब्सक्राइब कीजिए एंड शेयर करना मत भूलिए. थैंक यू.